Hey guys, hey. Hey, welcome. Hello, how are you guys doing on this Saturday morning? Oh my goodness, it's like raining or about to rain where I'm at. So I'm not going to be long because I don't want to run out from the car to the rain. But yay. I hope you guys was able to check out my video yesterday when I was talking a little bit about the full moon today. And one thing I failed to mention was yesterday was also the winter solstice. So we're officially in winter, which is so strange because the weather did a immediate shift where I'm at. Like, it was like 50s, late, high 50s. And then as of yesterday, it was like immediate in the low 30s, and today's in the low 30s. It's like it immediately shifted from fall to winter, just like that. And so I need to buy some winter clothes because it's just going to get colder out here. And ain't nobody got time for that. But not only did I fail to mention that, I also, it's just amazing yesterday. And actually the next 3 days, because if you guys understand what the winter solstice is about, and this is the time when the days get darker, well, it's darker longer. And so this is when we get the story about the Christ or the Son of God dying for 3 days. And if you guys know about constellations or the astrology, the stars, following astronomy or astrology all together, it ties in. It's all one science that's been separated. Where the North Star, which is Polaris, and it makes a cross in the sky, and the sun transits in between the middle of it. So it's the sun in the sky is now on the cross. So this is where we get the story of the cross. So really, in actuality, Christmas should really be celebrating the death and resurrection of Christ. And spring should be more the celebration of the birth. Well, actually, the fall equinox should be more the celebration of the birth of Christ. If you're following the astrological storyline with the Virgin Mary, well, with the Virgin, the Virgo, and in September 21st is when we have the fall equinox, and that is the shifting between the Virgo giving birth to the sun, which is the Leo, the lion, which is the Lion of Judah, the Lion of God. So it's really interesting. I mean, the whole Bible is nothing but astrology. It's actually a code book, and I love it when you really break it down and take some time to study it in away from a religious context and see it on its on the spiritual, metaphysical aspect and the astrological aspect of what's really happening, and then the stories that it was taken from. You look at the original stories and you kind of piece it together. You see the big picture. So they know, So yeah, the book is plagiarized, but there's things you can take from it. The whole reason why the book was plagiarized was the way to hide hidden knowledge, the esoteric occult knowledge, so that it could live down and not get lost during the time of the great fall. Because there was going to be a fall in consciousness in humanity. So, but now we're coming back on the rise of consciousness. But anyway, so back to the sun. The sun is on the cross, and the sun dies for 3 days. That's where we get the holiday, the pagan holiday Saturnalia, which was mostly celebrated by the Greeks. And it was when the sun went away for 3 days, and then it came back. So kind of similar aspect. It's going to get darker sooner, and then after the days progress, the sun will be out longer. It'll be a new birth of the sun, or a resurrection. During this time with the full moon being where it's at, this is just like an opportune time for us to prepare ourselves. And I say these 3 days is the best time for us to really go into self. As the Son of God, Jesus Christ, when he had died, the whole thing was he went into the depths of hell for 3 days. And so there was a procession taking place. If you guys look at the story of the goddess Inanna, that's where the story of Christ going to hell, dying and going to hell for 3 days. If you her story is, that's where the story came from, her story. So look up the goddess Inanna and learn about her story in the 7 gates of hell and what she had to do and the symbolism of that story, and see how that symbolism of that story relates to what we're going through on an energetic level right now as we are peeling back the layers of ourselves. Because remember, the full moon's about releasing, letting go. What are areas of ourselves that we're releasing? Where does Cancer fall in our chart where we need to release a certain energy so that we can prepare ourselves for the next level, the next phase, the resurrection, the rebirth of who we came to be and who we truly are. Another thing I wanted to kind of add, what I'm feeling on an energetic level, and I wish I had my cards with me, but it's all good. I'll pull them up later. I feel on an energetic level that the King of Pentacles and the Three of Swords are the 2 cards that kind of relate to this energy right now. And traditionally in the tarot, with the Rider-Waite deck, the King of Pentacles is traditionally the Taurus, ruled by Taurus. However, since Taurus is an earth sign and Capricorn is the leader of earth signs, I still think it fits well. And I think it's almost time for me to go, guys. Minutes. Anyway, I think it still fits well in what this energy represents, because we are in Capricorn season, because this is really about building and being practicality. And if you look at the King of Pentacles, he is very sturdy and sitting on his throne, and he's a focused energy, and he has the abundance of what he has worked hard for. And we all know that Capricorn energy is a very hard-working energy. For us Taurus, not saying they're not hard workers, Tauruses are more steady workers, and so I could see how maybe the King of Pentacles is ruled by Taurus. But on a spiritual, the feeling that I'm getting is why this card represents this time right now is definitely because a lot of us are in a building process. We're working and building and seeing the fruition of it and coming to the fruition of standing on our truth and what it is that we're putting together and seeking and implementing, right? And so at the same time, the other side of the energy is the Three of Swords. And there is something that's blocking us from truly encompassing that King of Pentacles energy. And what I believe what the Three of Swords is that release that we're feeling with the Cancer moon, full moon, as there's some emotional hurts that we're still somewhat tying into, or the energy of, or the why for the King of Pentacles, the why he does what he does is because he has the Three of Swords. Maybe there's some hurt energy that's motivated him to be grounded and steadfast in his growth and stability. So it's getting to the root of your why, right? So a lot of us, and I was mentioning this yesterday, there's an emotional release that we need to release, right? Whatever area in your life, there's some emotional release. Whether it's unforgiveness is the main thing. The main thing a lot of people are holding on is unforgiveness, whether it's for others or for themselves. And you have to release that because you don't want to carry that as your why into your next level, because then you'll get burnt out and then you'll never have a true grasp of your happiness and your joy and living in the moment of the now of what you're working on. If you're holding on, or your motivation for why you're doing that is based from your hurt space, your emotional body hurt space, right? So I'm feeling why this card is important, because we have this thing when we're hurt, we want to have this righteous indignation on holding on to this thing, right? I deserve to hold on to this. I deserve to I deserve to be mad and angry, and nobody's saying that you don't deserve that. You should be mad and angry about whatever situation that did cause you pain, but you don't want that to be your full motivation on why you do what you do, because now you're only coming from a place of hurt instead of coming from a place of love and joy. And I'm not saying love for the people who did you wrong or the situations, no, for love of yourself, right? So when we release those that rightful indignation, right? We release that and forgive, not for the person or saying what that person or whatever situation happened was right. No, that's a releasing for yourself so that you're no longer emotionally attached to the situation and that you can now rewrite your story. And early in the year, I did a workshop back in May talking about heal my story. Whether it's my money story or my love story, because those are the two areas in our life where we get hurt the most, our love and our money. And until we rewrite our story and stop allowing our pain to take the pen of what our story is, that we resonate. Sorry about that, guys. Phone call came in. That was pretty important, but I'll have to get ready to go. So I just wanted to end on that note as far as talking about letting go and not allowing hurt to be your motivation, and finding a new path and a new motivation for why you do what you do and why you're building to what you're building to. I wish you guys all the best during these next 3 days as you take the time to do that releasing and setting new intentions for yourself for the new year, for this new season, this new level up in your life. If you guys are interested in using any of my services, whether it's astrological reading, oracle, tarot, or just somebody to talk to about some questions that you may have, or just things you want to talk about, please feel free to reach out to me, DM me, email me, and I look forward to connecting with you all. Much love. Peace.